So it's come to this. After all those videos talking about the lore of different things within the Fallout universe, I figured why not do one covering how the world actually ended. That's right, ladies and gents. Today we're going to talk about the Great War, the bombs dropping, and the destruction of the world as we know it. And by we, I mean the pre-war us. I'm your host, and this is Fallout Lore Explained, and let's just dive right into it. The year is 2077, and you've been watching the news coverage of the escalating conflict between China, the United States, and their respective allies. Tensions have been rising for decades as the three superpowers struggle for control over resources and influence around the globe. But recently, things have begun to heat up. China has launched a surprise attack on the U.S. West Coast, sending shockwaves around the world. The U.S. retaliates swiftly and with heavy force. Major cities across the globe are targeted, plunging the world into chaos. In mere moments, millions will be dead. Entire cities leveled and the face of the planet forever altered. This is the beginning of the end. The Great War was the culmination of decades of growing tensions between the three global superpowers. It all started back in the mid-2000s when both the United States and China began to rapidly develop their militaries, each attempting to outdo the other. A massive arms race would ensue, setting the stage for the inevitable conflict. Then there was the Enclave, the remnants of the pre-war U.S. government in exile, hidden away in the wasteland of Appalachia. They had been slowly amassing an army and weapons since the original nuclear war that devastated the planet 7 generations prior. Now they would use their advanced technology to throw the world into yet another nuclear hellfire. It's important to note that the war was not solely fought between these three major powers. There were many other countries involved, such as India, Pakistan, and most notably Russia. Unfortunately, we don't know too much about the Russian involvement in the war, but given that Russia is where the Brotherhood came from in our timeline, it's possible that their involvement was great enough to cause the regional devastation we see in the capital Wasteland and beyond. The war would eventually come to a head in 2077, with China launching a surprise attack on the U.S. West Coast. Major cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco were caught off guard, leading to catastrophic damage and loss of life. The United States and its allies would quickly retaliate, targeting major Chinese cities and their military installations. Within minutes, hundreds of millions of people were dead, cities turned to ash, and the world plunged into darkness as nuclear winter began to set in. As the bombs fell across the globe, humanity teetered on the brink of extinction. The nations of the world scrambled to respond, some seeking shelter, while others prepared for retaliation. Among them was the Enclave, who saw an opportunity to seize power in the ensuing chaos. With their advanced technology and hidden location in Appalachia, they emerged as a significant threat, amassing an army and weapons to impose their vision of order on the wasteland. In the midst of this nuclear nightmare, civilians huddled in shelters, hoping for the best, while the world outside burned. Many found themselves stranded, forced to navigate a dangerous and unfamiliar wasteland filled with peril. Even before the dust settled, the fate of humanity hung in the balance. Survival meant not only enduring the nuclear blast, but also the aftermath. Facing radiation, resource scarcity, and the remnants of a shattered society. As the smoke cleared, the survivors would discover that the world as they knew it was gone, replaced by a radioactive wasteland inhabited by mutated creatures and desperate human settlements. One of the most immediate consequences of the nuclear blasts was the widespread nuclear fallout, which contaminated vast areas with radiation. Survivors had to contend with the health effects of radiation exposure, leading to a surge in mutations and illnesses. The intense heat from the blasts obliterated cities and scorched the landscape, leaving behind a desolate wasteland. The sudden absence of essential services like water treatment and medical care created a desperate struggle for basic necessities. Moreover, the breakdown of infrastructure resulted in widespread food and resource shortages, forcing survivors to confront the harsh realities of scarcity. Amidst this desolate backdrop, the specter of nuclear winter loomed large. The massive dust clouds generated by the blasts blocked sunlight, plummeting global temperatures and causing widespread crop failures. As the sun's rays were diminished, the survivors faced a chilling prospect, an era of prolonged darkness and freezing cold. Amidst the ruins of civilization, humanity faced an arduous journey toward survival. The Great War left an indelible scar on the planet and its inhabitants. Cities like San Francisco and Washington, D.C., once symbols of human achievement, were reduced to smoldering ruins. Serving as haunting reminders of the war's devastation, these destroyed cities became eerie landscapes littered with abandoned structures and silent streets, testaments to the catastrophic impact of nuclear weapons. They stand as stark reminders of the fragility of civilization and the destructive power unleashed during the Great War. But it wasn't all bad. As we all know, the bombs dropping did have some positive effects, at least in terms of what it led to. The world as we know it wouldn't exist without the Great War. We'd still be stuck in that continuity if it hadn't happened. So thanks, I guess. The war led to the creation of the Vault-Tec program, which constructed vast underground bunkers designed to preserve human civilization in the event of a global catastrophe. The vaults were meticulously planned facilities, equipped with advanced technology, to sustain life for generations, until it was deemed safe to emerge back to the surface. While some vaults served as testing grounds for social experiments, they also provided a sanctuary for countless lives, safeguarding the genetic diversity necessary for humanity's eventual resurgence. Vault-Tec wasn't the only group working on potential solutions for the future of the human race. There was also Project 2077, a top-secret initiative aimed at preserving human knowledge and culture in the face of impending disaster, led by brilliant scientists and scholars. The project involved creating a vast digital archive containing books, historical records, and cultural artifacts. By digitizing invaluable information, Project 2077 sought to ensure that future generations could access the collective wisdom of the past, thereby continuing the progress of civilization. Finally, there were the Children of Atom, a cult-like religious movement that emerged in the shadows of the impending nuclear war. Led by the enigmatic preacher, the Children of Atom preached a message of salvation through nuclear fire, believing that the bombs would bring about a new era of enlightenment. Their apocalyptic fervor attracted disillusioned souls seeking solace amidst the turmoil. With the dawn of the atomic age, the world as it had been irrevocably lost. Humanity teetered on the brink, grappling with the consequences of nuclear annihilation. The Great War cast a long shadow, giving rise to a new era marked by challenges, mutations, and societal upheaval. However, amidst the ruins, glimmers of hope emerged as humanity grappled with the aftermath of nuclear war, giving rise to new ideologies, technologies, and ways of life. The war between the three global superpowers was a pivotal moment in shaping the Fallout universe. The use of nuclear weapons not only devastated cities and caused widespread destruction, but also had profound implications for the future of humanity. The radioactive wasteland that emerged in the aftermath of the war became a crucible for human resilience, forcing survivors to adapt and struggle for existence. Furthermore, the emergence of groups like Vault-Tec and Project 2077 showcased humanity. This determination to learn from the past and preserve knowledge for future generations. Meanwhile, the enigmatic Children of Atom offered a glimpse into the depths of human faith and the allure of apocalyptic beliefs. The story of the Great War serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the devastating consequences of nuclear conflict. It underscores the importance of diplomacy, conflict resolution, and the pursuit of peace. In exploring the origins of the Fallout universe, we gain insight into the forces that have shaped this post-apocalyptic world and the choices that led humanity to the brink of extinction. Understanding the causes and consequences of the war allows us to reflect on the fragility of civilization and the importance of learning from history to forge a better future. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button below and consider subscribing. If you want to help me get to 1,000 subscribers, that would be amazing. Thank you again for watching, and see you next time.